I miss, and now I'm kind of like this here. So the big thing now is like I don't want this to necessarily happen because that kind of sucks, but I do want something similar to that happen. So like once we get here, the wedge stays here, the wedge goes to the hip, and I'm gonna push myself out as much as I can this way here, right? This is happening pretty quick succession. It's not broken up like I'm breaking it up to demonstrate, but I'm going here first, and then I'm gonna try to sit up this way to hold, right? So I'm sitting up, I'm trying to reach around and grab back here this way. Okay. The next thing that happens from here, now if he just like, if he stays here, then maybe I can just kind of crawl out, or maybe I can turn this into some kind of weird sweep that I'm not good at. So what I like to do though from here is like think about this leg, right? Because if I want to reverse this position here, if he just lets me crawl out, cool, that's fine. But if there's weight on me at all, then I have to think about what I can do. He's still facing this way, so this part of his body is more exposed. And as I came up on my elbow, my forearm kind of rests beside his knee here, so it's a bit blocked. The next thing I want to have happen is like to hold here on the shin, and I want to dive this one through and grab by the ankle. Okay? I want to keep this held tight to me, and I'm going to pull his ankle to face me here this way. Right? And then it's probably going to be a scramble after this. There's stuff to do, but I don't like to be prescriptive again right here, because it's going to be a little scrambly. If you want to maintain that leg and go for some kind of fancy leg lock that you saw on YouTube, then that's cool. If you want to try to get to a cleaner side control, then that's fine too, right? But my biggest thing here is that once I lose that, I'm coming up. I'm trying to get to his legs here. I have to watch out. What's the biggest danger right now? Probably him swimming back for a cross face on me. That right there is going to suck, right? So don't let that happen, but come here instead, and I'm going to dive under. So this arm here that's around is going to dive under inside his ankle and grab here this way. I'm just gonna hug it. I'm gonna hug it and pull my shoulders back to the floor on this side over here. Kind of hard for him to take advantage of anything on the way over. At this point here, this is where that scramble kind of takes place. It may be that, like, depending on when he disconnects from me, maybe I can come to the top position right here, right? Maybe I have to hold on a little longer and follow it up and then get to this position or something like that. The thing is though, he's off of me and I'm on top. That's what's important. At very least, we're in a scramble. So, in wrestling, they call this things like this a funk roll. And a funk roll can be a lot of different things. And you typically see them off of takedowns. But I think that they're very underutilized in jiu-jitsu and in submission grappling. That's one of the 50 billion things that wrestlers give jiu-jitsu people a hard time with, right? On top of everything else they give us a hard time with. So learn to wrestle. I like this move here. Any questions about it? No? You guys got it? Yeah? You see it again? Yeah? Okay. Make sure you speak up, and I'll show it like 80 times. I don't care. I get reps. So we go here. He throws arm over. Again, don't try to sit up right now. It's too much, right? Push yourself out first, like this. Just sliding across the ground. This also eliminates his ability to like mount quickly, because if I get myself here and he wants to slide over to mount, he's just gonna be on my legs. You know what I mean? So it's like that helps with that too. So it buys me a second. So then I'm gonna, like from here, I'm gonna sit up quickly. As I go to sit up though, I wanna do one of those like Kimura setups, like as if I was gonna sit up inside the guard. So I'm gonna go here, one, and this hand's gonna come over because I wanna throw this arm across his body, this way here, right? I may be able to buy like a second here. Right? But pretty quickly though, I want to assess whether I have access to this leg. It might not be there. If it's not there, I don't need it. If I need it, it'll be there. So then I'm going to hug, dive on it, and pull his... Be careful, don't do this fast in practice, because it is putting lateral pressure on his knee, so it's kind of scary. So I'm going to go here, this way. I'm going to pull that across me here, right? This way. Right? And I'm either going to sit up at this point here, or make some other kind of transition. Okay? So you figure that part out. That's where the fun comes in. Let's go. Here, I'm on my side facing into him. The next move in the chain is here, and I'm gonna switch, and I'm gonna go that way, correct? I go here. So then, like, if I lose it though, I'm going back to this way, right? And then if I grab that ankle, I'm going back that way. So you see, like, it's this pendulum kind of thing. I'm constantly push, pull, switch sides like that. So it makes it to where like I establish a lead a few steps ahead, and then he's playing catch up all the time. And I want to try to grow that lead. Don't just be content with being 1 step ahead, 2 steps ahead. Try to grow 3, 4, 5 steps ahead, right? That'd be great if you can do that. But like if he's sitting back and this foot's kind of like hidden, there's not, yeah, look, there's no way I'm getting that. Right? So I don't want to sit here and dig either, because he's going to eventually figure out that he's going to cross face me, right? So if I sit up here and I'm like, oh, all I see is butt, I'm not going to get that. So I'm going to reach back now. I want to beat him to the cross face. So rather than him backstroking, I'm backstroking here this way. And then I don't want to like put my elbow behind my back. That's almost always a bad idea. And just fighting in general, to put your elbow behind your back. We'll talk about that some other time. I get here, and then I'm gonna reach this way. I wanna be able to see my hand, thumb up like that, pointing toward the ceiling. This hand's gonna come back and gable grip like this. Not this grip, please, this one. Once I get that, I wanna hug that as tight as I can, like I'm trying to choke him, like some kind of weird arm triangle that's probably not gonna work. But instead, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna pull him back on top of me, really tight, and then I wanna bridge and go that direction again, right? So we'll go here, bridge up, and over. You may land on this side here, like that, or, I don't mean may, I mean like might. Not may, I'm not giving you permission on which side to land on, that's not a thing. So it's like, it just might be that you land on that side, or we get here like this, I sit up, I'm not getting it, I reach across here. Or you might feel like you can stay like tethered to him on the way over and kick across here. And this is even better, I feel like, because I have this weird kind of cross-face position. Do you guys have a name for that? When the arm's like that? You have a name? No. I heard it called, what's somebody call it? The howdy? Or sometimes I think catch wrestlers call that the sugar. The what? The boss root. The boss root. There you go, all right. So we call it that. That could be so many shows. So yeah, this what's happening here is whenever I'm going here and I'm backstroking through, coming underneath, so I'm over the arm, under the chin, right? On the neck. And then I get here, hands go together, clasp, gable grip, no thumb, right? And then I'm gonna bridge back over that first way. Does that make sense? Okay. Pushing yourself out as far as you can before you sit up. Don't try to sit up if you're still up here, it's gonna be very difficult. So whenever I get here and I go to sit up like this, right? And the foot's hidden from me. Remember, if the foot's there, take the foot. But if it's not, then I'm gonna go back, swim. This hand here, this way. Don't try to switch or anything. Again, like whatever gets the job done, gets the job done. But there's something that's gonna get the job done the best if you can get it, and that's gonna be this. And I'm gonna squeeze this in nice and tight. When I go to bridge here, just a note about bridging, don't bridge just wherever your feet happen to be. Put your feet in a better location quickly and bridge bigger and faster and better, right? How do we do that? Get your feet as close to your butt as possible. If you can't get them any closer, double bridge. Hold on one second. So what's a double bridge? Double bridge is like where, so say I get my feet here, and because of my knees, hips, back, whatever is the case, or maybe my massive hamstrings that I have, like I can't get my feet any closer, so this is my bridge now, right? And plus I got a bad lower back, and so now I can't bridge any better. Use that as a preliminary bridge to get your feet farther underneath you. Now I can bridge a lot better, even with my crappy back, right? So we do that. I get here, we pass it, I go to sit up like this here, I wrap here, bridge or double bridge, follow him over this way. I want to maintain this here. Now, from this position, I can do a couple different things, right? I want to pull him up on his side more. Sorry. I want to pull him up on his side more this way, and this hand is going to feed back inside. If it's gi and I can find the lapel, I'd like to slide in. You guys see what happened here? Probably not, because it's kind of obfuscated here. This hand is coming through, sliding to the back of his collar here, right? Like that. And so I get that in as deep as I can, fingers inside. And then from there, I turn, I want to grab his sleeve like that, and then push, drop my chest on the shoulder here. I try to get my shoulder above his shoulder if I can on that one, and keep this pulled out as much as possible, right? Does that make sense? Sorry, it's kind of tight. I want to sit there and talk while I'm doing that. Slide this hand aside, grab the top sleeve, pull it across, shoulder goes over his shoulder, and we're gonna make that Bravo choke like that. This is a Bravo choke. A Darce choke would be no gi, right? Or not using the gi. So like if we land this way and I want to switch to the Darce choke, I'm gonna roll my neck onto his lap, pick his head up, and shoot my arm in nice and deep this way. And then here, I want to drive my tricep to the back of his head, elbow to the floor, this way. See it? Okay. So why would you do one and not the other? It's like what you can get away with. I feel like I like the Darce choke because my hand's inside his collar. That means I have backup plans. If I'm not getting it, I can switch to a cross collar choke, or maybe I can like maintain control while I reposition or something, you know. But it's a really strong control. The Darce choke is kind of all in. I'm kind of like totally committed to that. So a backup plan is going to be difficult, more difficult than the Bravo choke. All right, I feel like that's a good enough reason. You guys see how it works, right? Yep. Okay, let's go try it, guys. Is like when we get to that position, right? And we get here, I lose the arm, like not intentionally. I should have, I screwed up like 3 times on the way here. So I get here, and then I go to wrap like this, and I go to bridge, but I'm only bridging, when I bridge this way, it's because there's this empty space he can fall into. If you're gonna throw somebody, sweep somebody, take somebody down, they have to have somewhere to go, you know? And so if that space is occupied, it's not there. So if there's empty space here. So if he bases in some way, whenever I do that, yeah, like that, now it's screwed up, right? I'm not taking him that way any longer. He's got a good kickstand there. So I keep this wrap, I drop this down to his hip, and then we go to replace the guard here, okay? And I would I want to be greedy here and like keep this, okay? Because this gives me a nice little exit to his back, possibly to take his back off of this. If I can't take his back off of this here, maybe I can get this nice little gift wrap, little half flower sweep thing, and come up. Right? That'd be really cool if I pulled all that off, you know, it's possible. You maintain that arm wrap position pretty well and you replace the guard, and you've got a pretty clear route to the back or to the sweep. So does that make sense? When we're going here, just invisible partner style one time, once I get that head wrapped and I go to bridge, they're basing, it may be just he shifts his whole weight there, maybe that he pops a leg out. Whatever it is though, he has to create space for me to get that forearm back into his hip and then shoot to replace the guard, right? Once I replace the guard, I still have this wrap, go back to seal the connection to allow me to hip out even further, farther. We get here, then gift wrap, sweep, come on. Got it? Yep. Let's do it. All the way like to this, yeah? Here. And so maybe I'm coming out this way here, and I'm trying, I might even get this, but what happens sometimes, like I can't reach the leg, right? He's sitting the weight a little too far back. But I don't want to allow him to posture up, and I don't want to relinquish my control if I can help it. So something that we can do in response to this, and it's not the only thing, but something we can do in response, is that I can come up again here this way and start to climb to his back, right? So yeah, I just climb to his back, get your hooks, take his back, all that. But if he is sitting the weight back and I start to come up, then maybe my leg gets trapped underneath sometimes, right? Which is fine with me, like usually if I'm doing this and he traps my leg like this, because it creates another opportunity for me. So from there, I'm gonna put my 2 hands down. I don't have to hold on to this anymore necessarily. I'm gonna put my 2 hands down and push so he falls over the wall with that base over there. So it's blocking his leg to not allow him to base out any wider. So then we just push him off to the side. Maybe from here you can go straight into an arm bar or finish taking the back all the way across or something else. But it's something, I just like to like fit that in there as an alternative anytime that I'm looking to try to climb the back and he smashes down on that leg. Creates that opportunity for me. So you guys see it, let's look at it one more time. And the way that we're setting it up from here is that like I have managed to replace my guard and get out to the side here. So yeah, his back is accessible to me. But whenever I go here to climb to the back, he sits his weight back and smashes my leg down, right? And like that may prevent me from getting the second hook. He may be doing this and fighting, so I can't get that second hook in, right? So I go here this way, do like a push up, and then push the direction of my heel over here. Keep my toes curled down. This is one of the most important little elements here, is this left foot is hugging on top of his top of his thigh. So then when I push, there, that way, okay? Does that make sense? It's just a fun trick. Let's add that to it and do it like 2 more times and then look at like something else. It might not always result in him. It might not always result in him like me being able to push him over. Is what I'm trying to say. But if I can get here this way and get to the wrist and the elbow, right? So I got to be careful, like stretching this too far across my body first. But once I get to this position like this, I want to help him or influence him or allow him to retract this arm and pull it back. Once he starts to pull this arm back a little bit there and opening that space, then I want to make sure that I have a good angle, but I want to stick my foot inside there, right? Once this gets inside, I want to pull this nice and tight. Be careful with this one because it sucks really bad for your partner. But once we get there, the nice version is like I'll just go from here. The not so nice version, I'm sorry, is like figure 4 here on this. So like, I'm trying to be nice, but if you fully figure 4 on that, it's a nasty compression line. But anyway, if we can get here and I just hook it, I want to come back, grab the collar, and then grab the outside of his pant here. And now I don't pull him across me, right? It takes a lot of effort. I could totally do it because I'm powerful, but like if for normal people, it's gonna be easier to like pedal your way underneath him and get him floating up like this. If you play it right, look at his arm here. It's still like stapled behind his back, right? And then it's a really good like ability, a really easy ability to be able to like mount him or even like come here and then attack the arm off of that, you know? So it's like really nasty position to line him up in. I like that one a whole lot. It's even better maybe from just a standard headlock position, standard casing economy and broken, but it works both ways. As long as you can get a hold of that wrist, get your foot inside there like that. So that's one. Let's look at that just real quick again before I show the other one. Again, contingent on me getting the hand out, right? Have to do that. But once I do, I'm pushing that open. I want to get that space. And a lot of times he'll open the space for me, especially if this were a situation where he wanted to punch me, right? He'll create that space. I put the foot inside that space here. I pull this tight over it so that maybe it's clear for me to be able to go here and figure 4 my legs, right? I want to grab the collar, right? Or just frame on his face and scoop the leg or grab the pant, right? Don't pull him across you. This foot pedals me underneath his body so he becomes very light when we get here, okay? The easiest way, after all those, the easiest way is this. I'm just not sure it's legal. Just here. Go here, find his belt. Here, let's try this way. Find his belt here, so you know where it's at. Then stick your toes there in his belt, like that. Get your knee, your shin in line with his spine there. And then just like shove him away. Like that, okay? That's the easiest. I feel like it sucks when he's trying to hang on to that because it's like a wedgie on your midline or something. Like he's just trying to hold on. He's like, doesn't understand exactly where the pressure's coming from, but it's coming from your toes being stuck in that belt and that knee pushing right in his spine like that. It's awful. Pretty sure it's illegal, right? Can't put the toes in the belt, right? I saw it. I saw in a tournament recently. Somebody do it because I've got 3 different places I use that trick from, and I saw it recently in a tournament. And it was a couple of blue belts, and this chick did it, and she got away with it. She didn't get in trouble. So I guess it probably depends on your ref, you know. One other place I do it from too is from north-south. If you haven't seen that one, right? If he's north-south on me, hard to escape this position. It takes effort and stuff. So if I can just find his belt instead, and come here and put the foot inside, yeah, and then just flip him over and take his side, you know? Yeah. Again, I don't know, it might be illegal right now.
Please, you would get so mad.
So who's gonna like let the person like get north south next time they're rolling and just be like, let me try it? Because it's fun. It's a fun trick. So let's try whatever I just showed a couple times, right? The arm hook thing and then the toes in the belt thing. If you want to try the north south one, that's cool. And be thinking about questions in case you got time. Baby.